Thomas was alone. Wow, a weird first thought to have.
Indeed. Generic greetings and welcome to Preview Plus Thomas Was Alone. This is a puzzle platform game created by Mike Bithell, and the chances are you probably already know what this is. I mean, it's been out quite a while. It received pretty much universal acclaim when it came out and received a lot of attention, and still does for good reasons. And that is, well, that's because it's an absolutely fantastic experience, and I choose my words very carefully there. I'll come to that near the end of the video. But it's something I've been putting off for quite some time. I played it when it first came out. When it first came out, I bought it straight away and sat down and played it from start to finish in one sitting, didn't move from the computer 4 hours straight. That's extremely rare for me to do that. And then about a month and a half ago, I played it again. I got it working with my Ambex kit. You can Google if you care to know what that is. And I thought that reminded me just how good the game was. And I thought, do I need to do a video? Do I want to do a video? No, I can't, because I find it very difficult to really quantify exactly, how I feel about the game and how much I enjoy it. And now that it's out with the Humble Indie Bundle 8, I played it again over the weekend and I just couldn't resist anymore. So this, more than any other video, is pretty much for me. It's going to be me sharing my thoughts about the game. I will explain it as I go along, but it's extremely simple, so it probably won't be an overly long video. But like I say, this video is mainly just for me. I had to make something of it. I had to make a video on it. Going back to, I digress a moment, I said about the Humble Indie Bundle 8, it is out with the Humble Indie Bundle 8, at time recording, it's probably got about 6 days left, links in the description for that, so you can go pay, whatever you want if you want to get it and try it with, there's obviously other games as well that come with the Humble Indie Bundle 8, but if you wanted Thomas Was Alone, then, feel free to go up the links in the description and jump on and do that, and obviously you can pay what you want, but don't be one of them people that pay like half a cent or something, but whatever, it's completely up to you. I've also put links for the game's website and for the Steam page as well. But anyway, let's just jump into the game. Like I say, I have difficulty explaining the game, and we'll see how this goes. But this is Thomas. This is our main character, you could call him. He is a what is he? Well, not exactly difficult to explain, is it? He is a red rectangle, and that's all we know about Thomas at the moment. This is the first level. That's all we know. He can move around. What are we going to do? Well, the objective throughout the game, pretty much from start to finish, is to get you and your friends, because they are friends in the game, there are other characters. Oh, spoiler alert. Is you and other characters, you get them from where you spawn to these boxes here, these little white portals. That's the gameplay explained. Okay? There's not much more than that. Quite simple, you might think. So, we got a bit of a folly bit here, so let's just fall down. Okay, that works. That's easy.
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity.
Indeed. Let's start listing them.
1. The whole alone thing.
Oh.
2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
I will be shutting up during the narration because it would be a crime to talk over it. It is the thing, in my opinion, that makes this game work. Without that narration, I honestly believe that this game would be an absolute failure. Now, please don't misunderstand. I don't mean that in a bad sense. I'm not trying to knock the game in any other way. I'm not saying that everything else in the game is rubbish. What I'm saying is that without that, the game would not tie together. It would seem to, it wouldn't really have. It just ties the whole game together, the narration, and it makes everything work. And I'll explain why I think that is in a moment. But without a bit of narration, we've got, it sort of explains a lot about Thomas. He's a bit like a child at this point.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump.
Like I say, Thomas is a bit like a child at this point. He's, as we've said from the bit at the start, he's going to list his observations for posterity. Like a child would, looking around and learning the world. This sort of serves as a bit of a tutorial, but also introduces Thomas as a character at this point. We know that he's just learned to jump.
It worked. Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery.
So he's learnt that he learnt that he could fall in the last level, and now he's learnt that he can invert fall, which is excellent. And we'll go through this one. Like I say, the narration is what ties the entire game together.
A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
And there you go, there's another bit of insight. We know that it pretty much signals that this is a sort of tutorial and that we are learning, and Thomas as a character is learning. And I say as a character, it's just a red rectangle. That's all it is. So, like I say, without that narration, I challenge you to, if you actually own the game or you do buy the game, just turn the narration off, right? Go to the volume options and turn narration to 0. See how long you can actually play the game for, okay? Don't do that your first go. Play it all the way through and enjoy it, obviously. And then second time, turn it to 0. See how much the game falls apart. It'd be like that. Honestly, I did try it and I was just like, this doesn't work. You need it. But that little bit there, that's explained that, it doesn't really matter if we fail. If we fall, no, we've just landed here. We need to get there. Look, we don't have enough jump to get there. Well, inverted fall. We can't get there. But that narration just tells us, that we can try. If we fail, it doesn't really matter. But we haven't failed this time. We've succeeded. Excellent. Ooh, water.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment.
Yeah, it could, and it will.
He was starting to suspect it might even be doing so on purpose. Paranoia.
Let's just jump to the next one. One of the big things I said I have difficulty with is just sort of summing up how I feel about the game.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might or might not be important.
There's a lot of humour in the narration. I think it's Danny Wallace who narrated it, and it's a fantastic job. I think did he win a BAFTA award for it? Some Games Award. He did win an award for it, I'm sure. But obviously he's just the narrator. Obviously, the writing as well is fantastic on it. Now, like I say, I have difficulty sort of summing up my thoughts with the game, and I say fantastic experience. I said fantastic experience at the start of the game, and as I said, I choose my words very carefully on that one, and for good reason. Now, if we just quickly, if you go to analyse a game, right, just if you analyse anything individually about the game, it really is, there's nothing spectacular, in my opinion. So you look at the graphics; they are simplistic. We've got black all around, and we've got a couple of colours in the background, and some little falling symbols, and obviously Thomas himself is just a rectangle with red, and that's the graphics. Okay, we've got some nice shadows and lighting. I mean, that's fair enough, but you wouldn't exactly call it Crysis, would you? It's not exactly Far Cry 3 level of detail. But the thing is, you look at it that way and you go, yeah, it's quite simple. It's even Flash game worthy in some places. You think, okay, fair enough. You look at the actual listen to the sound. Quite 8-bit, really, isn't it? Extremely simple, nothing spectacular there at all. Some may even call it quite crude. You could probably argue quite successfully that it was even crude in places. You look at the actual platforming elements at the moment. We are just jumping. That's all we're doing. There's not that's it. There's no pulling of levers. There's no putting in codes. There's no riding down rails and have balances. It's just jumping around. Again, quite simple. But Then you've got the narration as well, which obviously out of context, which you can't really, it's not really possible to take a narration out of context, is it? You go, well, hang on, it's just sort of telling us a little bit of a story, and that's pretty much it. And there is story in the game,
Might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills.
Again, that's telling us that levels are getting more difficult.
Designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too too obvious.
That gives us a little bit of a hint to the story, because there is actually a story in it. There's like a sort of story to Thomas and his friends and why they're here, but I don't really much care for it. When I say that, I don't mean it's bad. It is, it is a good story, but I liken this game's story and such to more like a road movie, i.e. I don't really care much about the story. What I care about is the characters and the interactions between the characters, which you could argue that is the story. But there's actually backstory about why they're here and what they're doing, etc. But it's like I liken it to a road movie. It's about the characters and what they do and experience rather than the stuff in the background. Let's just move through. Going back to what I was saying earlier, actually, I don't think Wilson probably get interrupted again by Mr. Wallace.
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
No, he doesn't. Like I say, going back to what I was on...
Another mental note. 4. Water. Not good. To be avoided.
Oh, I can't get mad at it. I can't get mad at it for interrupting me. I'm interrupting it. It's... Like I say, I was going back, digressing to what I was on about earlier about everything being quite simple. It is. Everything is very simple. But, I'm not saying that in like a bad way. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. What I mean is that everything is simple for, whether it be from, because it's design or whatever. It's simple. Everything is simple. Sound, music, gameplay, everything is simple. But you put that all together, and it works. Which is, how you sort of judge a game, I guess, isn't it? If one bit of the game falls down, like you have excellent graphics, and really good music and sound, but if the gameplay sucks, the game sucks, really, doesn't it? If you were playing, I'm trying to think of something that's been out of late that's received really good reviews. BioShock Infinite, right? Personally, I haven't played it, but a lot of people sort of gush about it and say how really good it is. But imagine that with 8-bit sound. It wouldn't work. It would be absolutely terrible. And this, right? This is, everything in this game is extremely simple, but everything together works. And that's why I call it a fantastic experience, because it is. Everything just works. And we're coming up to...
The loneliness was getting to Thomas.
Aww.
No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
Again, that's sort of... I liken him to a little child, he's learned about all his surroundings, and now he's noticing that, actually, there's just him, and it's quite lonely. Aww. This is just a rectangle, right? How can you actually feel for anything like a rectangle? It's silly when you think about it, isn't it? It doesn't. How is that possible? But somehow the game manages, isn't it?
Had a new theory. The world was training him.
Ooh.
He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper.
Too right. I'm all about the jumps.
Was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
Oh, and there's another little taste of his loneliness there. Poor Thomas. So, next level. There's a bit of the story. We'll skip that.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Okay, so we now have another character. We can quickly switch between the characters, as you can see there. This is Chris, okay? Chris is... I liken him to a granddad, okay? He's grumpy. He doesn't really... he is grumpy granddad. He's quite short. He's shrunk a bit in his old age. He's got a little bit wider from cake retention. He's just... he's really grumpy. He just dislikes people. Hello. And, he can't jump as high as Thomas. We can see, look, he doesn't jump as high. And this is where you get the puzzle element coming in because of the characters interacting. And we can jump over, and then we have to get them both to the end. There we go. Easy. And that's where the puzzle element comes in as well. That's
Chris
where...
had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not technically graceful. It's probably the wrong word, but fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
So now we have the, the kid that's, Thomas has grown up by this point. He's learned to jump, now he's got a friend to share it with, but that friend doesn't really like him because obviously Thomas is now like the teenager that thinks he knows it all. He's jumping around. Ow, just got punched in the face by a level. Didn't think I've ever said that. But the interaction between the characters on several levels, the interactions for the narration and the story and the puzzle elements, everything just sort of works. Like I say, I like in a two-road movie, you care about the characters that are just cubes. Let's just jump over here and jump off. Oh no, I hit the water. There you go, I've just exploded. But you just respawn when you go through these things here. Let's just jump over to this next level. What I'm going to do is go through there. I'm actually going to return to the main menu because I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit and show you a couple of the other characters. Again, spoiler alert and all that. I think 4-2 will do us nicely. Okay, this is a lot. We got a lot more characters now. So, here's our characters. We have, I can't remember. This is Claire. I think this is this Claire? Yeah, this is Claire. She's not very good. She can float on water. We've got John, who is really good at jumping, but this is where we get a lot of the interactions between all the characters now. So there's still some more characters we haven't seen, but where's Thomas? There's Thomas. But Thomas is all happy by this point. He's got friends and such. We need to touch that red. We need to touch that red one there. Now we can't get up there. You can see that each character has a different ability. So which one's this? This is Claire, and this one is Laura. I can't remember the name of this. I can't remember the name of this character here. Oh, that's terrible. I should be able to remember the name. I need to get up there, but I can't. But let's just do a bit of the puzzly elements. We can use Chris here to go and activate all of these as we go up and up to the top there. There we go, and we'll jump between the other characters. Like I say, I'm sort of running out of things to say about the game. It's a fantastic experience. I really can't recommend it highly enough. Everything is simple. To sum it up, everything is simple, but everything works. It really does. How are we going to get him up there? We need to get up there. How are we going to get up there? Oh, I'm guessing if we bring up John like that, and we can go back, and yeah, there we go. Whoa! Going all the way up now. You can see where we have to get to. There is there. So we got 1 in, and we got 2 in. Like so. There we go, and now we have to get over here. So, how am I going to get over there? Well, I'm guessing we're going to get Claire, jump over here, and we'll move Thomas, no, we'll move Claire over here, not Claire, still forgot her name, Laura? I can't, that's terrible that I forgot her name. Right, jump Thomas here, you get this one up here, like that, then we can get that one there, and move back to her on top, and then we'll ride Claire all the way to this side here, and then we can use Thomas to jump up and here and hit that red one there.
Chris was in love. That was fantastic and everything, but that didn't mean they could let the doom cloud keep following them. Thomas was going to put his foot down once they got to the next level.
A little bit of insight to the story there. Like I say, I don't really want to spoil the story. There is a story, but it's about the characters. The story is the characters. If the narration brings it all together, and you care about the characters, the story, like I say, there is one there. I'm not going to spoil it, but it is good. It is quite good. But I really, it's amazing how the game can make you really feel about characters that are just rectangles, and that's all they are. There we go. There's a level. Oh, and what's happened? No, where's Thomas gone? Level 4.3. Exit. I'm not showing you anymore. I've said what I have to say. It's nothing, like I say, to sum it up, everything is simple in the game, but it brings it together to make an absolutely fantastic experience. I really can't recommend it high enough. I really want to play through this again now. I played it through like 2 days ago, and I want to play through it again. Links in the description for the game. I probably haven't made much sense. I've pretty much been gushing throughout the entire video, but you know what? As I said, this video is mainly for me. It's a fantastic experience. I would recommend everybody at least play it once at some point. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.